I turn my back, you laughing. Now I hit the scene, they like lights, camera, action. Living in a dream, now my music, they be black. I'm a star, always in the latest fashion. Had to set the bar, tried to catch me lacking. Bank account for my son, he won't have to struggle. You can see it in my eyes, all I do is hustle. They tried to knock me off my feet, I'm ready to rumble. Felt like I ain't ate in weeks, working off the muscle. Oh yeah, oh my, we ride for my brothers, no lie. All you can die, never wrong, they right. I ain't changing my side.
And, Coach, we are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome here in New Orleans. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
He's coming. We got double up. Check 13. SOS.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Hey, let's go. Man, I got you. You go tight. You got tight right there. Shoot. Check 52. Check your hot read. Check. Fresno. Kill. Hey, let's it.
He's got a first down and more past the 30. And he's all the way up to the 39-yard line that time. That one covers 24 yards.
This is one of those plays that has an equal chance of either being a big gain or a big loss. But with the college influence, we're seeing more of these plays come into the NFL.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Watch the twist. He's crashing. He's checking crash. Single. 3, zoom. Check. Single.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Back to throw. Love escaping the pressure right. He's going to air this thing out deep for Thomas. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Thomas the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
To throw again. Love. And that's complete to Adams. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is third down. Looking to throw. Love looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. And with the play clock at 5, we're going to get a timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on fourth. And now with a play clock winding down, a whistle and possibly a false start. Here comes the Saints punter now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. And a Nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
59. Oh, yeah, punt.
On first down, Newman. A dump underneath to Jones. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a different story. Long night.
Off the play fake, Newman. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Off play action, Newman. He's going to air one out. It got his man complete. And all the way inside the 35 before he goes out of bounds. It's a big play there for the Buccaneers. 44 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll run it with Jones. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
2nd and 9 now. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Newman. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Brings it up just shy of the 25. Showed some of that quickness there on the move. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Watch time. 4 down. Check. Check, 45 to Mike. Check, 45 to Mike.
2nd and 4. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. Check them. Tight dog. Check. Slam. Shift.
Throwing on 1st down. Love. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure. pressure too much. Down he goes. Muhammad Wilkerson able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
To throw on 3rd down, Love. That one caught by Gibson and able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one goes for 30. We're scoreless after 1. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Mike 51. All day, baby, all day. Go, Mike 51.
Looking to throw. Love. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Back-to-back plays of right around 30 yards, and the field position has totally been flipped. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Mike 51. Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this.
They'll look to throw again. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. From 10 yards out, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. After the off. This is fielded at the goal line. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down at about the 15. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and the
pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Cameron Jordan in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
It's 2nd down.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. He completes it to Jones. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Taking a couple yards shy of midfield. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
Check hot route. Hot. Back. 45.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Devin White, he brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Right here, guys. Mike 51. Mike 51. I'm coming. 51's a Mike. 51.
Back to throw. Love. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always one's holding.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Mike 54. Mike 54. Watch the run.
Looking to throw. Love. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carlton Davis speeds in for the
offensive coordinator, and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, let's get in them holes. Right there. 54. Right there. Yeah, let's get a sack lunch.
throwing on 3rd and long. Love looking long for Thomas. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas.
At their own 44-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first two drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first down.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Quincy Wilson with the INT. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Mike 54. Mike 54. Here we go. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. That's it. Here we go, D. Hey, watch that.
Back to throw. Love. This is brought in by Gibson. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, go. Tracks. Let's go. Mike 54. Mike, hurry.
2nd and 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Hey, check Mike 33. Check Mike 33. Go, go, go. He did. Hey, welcome. Mike, check 33. 33. I don't think you got it, son. Tighten up. Go, go. Tighten up.
Operating from the gun, Newman. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And a nice gain of 21 yards. A first update now out of Jacksonville. And the Jags, they're out to an early lead there. I would definitely imagine we'll hear more from that game as we go along. On the delay, Jones. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Check, 59. I got one. He's checking. Crash.
After the penalty, it's Jones. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they're bringing your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a deep
under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
And Gay knocks this one through. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Devin White able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And an alley to run. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Unable to... There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A big play there. His third touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the two-point conversion.
I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
They're going to run for it with Jones. And he'll get into the end zone as the two-point conversion is successful. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Double dog, that's the way. Joker, 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 joker. Hey, staying open. Go, Mike, take over.
They're going to start the drive here on the ground with Patterson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll go as a loss of 5. And it'll be a second and long.
Let's go now. Touchdown. You must be getting tired of seeing me. Fight 51, Mike 51. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D. 51's the Mike. 51's the Mike. Rip left. 51's Mike. Oh, shot. Ready? Mike 51. Mike 51.
From the gun, Love. Forced out to his left. And now he'll let this one go deep. It's caught inside the 25. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long.
Let's go, baby. Turn over. Get that ball. Get that ball. 51's the Mike. 51's the Mike.
Second and long. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked picked off down near the 5. He was trying to hit Thomas that time.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Get off the field.
Again, it's Jones. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
They go play action here on first down. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 40. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Quincy Wilson in on the stop.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Off the play fake. Newman. They'll let this go for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Off play action. Newman. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Kill, kill, kill.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on 3rd and medium. Proved to be the right call. 1st and 10.
Watch the twist, watch the twist. He's coming. Double up. It's free. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
Looking deep for Adams. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Rush in, rush in, rush in. 51's the mic. 51's the mic. Hey, I'm coming, I'm coming. Watch the ship, watch the ship. Hey.
Looking to throw. Love. The 20. Throw left side complete. It's Gibson. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 15-yard line. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Check 24, check 24.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Go. 51's the mic, 51's the mic. Here we go, here we go. 51's Mike. Mike 51. Yeah. Mike 51, Mike 51. He can't hang. He's not going to get it. Echo.
Operating from the gun. Love. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Levante David able to record his 5th sack of the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And he's going to get taken down inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line.
At their own 8-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Now, they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of the team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Back to throw. Newman. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. The Bucs on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5.
Check, 47. Here we go.
From the gun, Newman. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down.
How many times have we seen this late in the fourth quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike.
Off the play fake, Newman. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So they say no to the penalty. The incompletion stands. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And what they want to do is go ahead and take those downs away from them. You never want to give extra snaps to any offense. That's how you get hurt.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Play action. Newman. Looking downfield for Godwin. And it's knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin that time. And that'll make it 3rd down. They were trying to erase that deficit in one play.
They certainly were, but how about the reaction time and the instincts back deep to force the incompletion? We might need to mark this one down. We may look back and say, that was a game-saving play.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Open man is Godwin. It's complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. That'll put him close to 100 yards receiving. He's at 98, and he's got a first down. Now a first down carry by Jones. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Here we go. Kill. Check. Lucky.
They'll go again to Jones. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
He may try and run for this. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
The best quarterbacks that ever played the game all wanted to blend in with their teammates and be one of the guys. But sometimes you got to take modesty and put it aside. You're the franchise quarterback, the face of the team, and the guy that leads them to victory. You have to get down and protect yourself and not take hits like that.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll go with a keeper. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
Now this time he'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. Now he's going to let it go deep. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
36.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards, good for his Saints, 1st down. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there, good for a Saints 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Watch the safety creep.
Here's Patterson. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
Okay, just like that. Just like that. Take 4, take 4.
And they'll go on the ground. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone here for this 3rd down play. Can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him with the football, you can't trust anyone. And frankly, to me, I want the ball down the stretch. Get the 1st down, keep it in the hands of my offense. I don't want to turn it over to them and rely on my D.
The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as it comes with 1:15 left to go in the 2nd half. Here comes the Saints punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this will be taken at the 30. As a punt of 32 yards. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? So the defense helping him out a little bit here late in the fourth.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. And when you're the one doing the chasing, you'll take a little help from the other guys, won't you?
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. He's back to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere.
Yeah, and I love how you describe that, because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing Madden.
Absolutely. Oh, wow. I thought you were going on the field, but okay, I see you. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. He'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And he is in as they have tied it late here in the final minute of the 4th quarter. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And that is going to put him on top by a point, and it sets us up for quite a finish. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you get a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll look to throw. Well, these corners, I tell you, they've done excellent work all game long.
They remind me of guys in the past who just said, hey, throw it out here 100 times. Nothing good is going to happen. And if you throw it in the wrong place, I'll take it the other way.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
45 to Mike. 45 to Mike.
Hey, watch that. Hey, watch the ball.
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is going to be hauled in. Oh, what a catch at the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. This offense once trailed by 2 touchdowns. Now they've got a chance to take the lead. 1st and goal. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. So it all rests now on the right leg of Will Lutz. He made his only attempt earlier. This for the win. And his kick is indeed good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. He hasn't missed a kick all year. Why would he start now?
That's a great question, isn't it? Well, maybe because that was the most nerve-wracking kick he had to attempt all year. But he knocked it through just like it was an easy chip shot.
This is taken to the 13. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So for the Saints, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And they will hit the